Welcome to Teq Tuesday, where we bring you technology insights that power the equipment finance industry.
I'm Kate Henley, and this is Teq Tuesday. Every lender eventually has the build versus buy argument, usually in a conference room, and usually with someone who has a very confident opinion and a very bad spreadsheet. NorthTech CEO Kristian Dolan and Director of Product David Trost get into when it actually makes sense to build your own tech stack and when you're really just signing your IT team up for a miserable next 5 years. Let's get into it.
Like when should a lender customize and build their own thing versus partner with somebody? There are CEOs out there going, we're paying Salesforce too much money. We should be, doing X, Y, Z. We don't really have full visibility into what it actually means to maintain a platform, even if it is easy to build and customize.
What is table stakes but hard versus what is your competitive differentiator? And I think that's a really important question because, look, it takes a long time to build out automation and APIs and UX and online apps, but a lot of that stuff is just table stakes. So like, what is your differentiator, and can you work with a platform that'll allow you to do both?
And look, nobody wants to hear that the thing they spent 2 years building is just a cost center. But Kristian lays out what the workflow actually looks like across pretty much every lender, and it's really not that different. Reinventing it from scratch is not the flex anyone thinks that it is.
The total cost of ownership to maintain that can be overburdensome over time, right? Vendors change their APIs or security protocols all the time. There are new regulatory requirements all the time. This is where, partnering with a vendor, a software vendor, where there can be economies of scale, you can get a major lift from, right? Because you're not going to be bogged down on keeping those APIs current, keeping the security patches current, keeping up with the compliance. That's not a competitive differentiator, right? It's just a big cost center for you. 90% of the workflow is the same between lenders. You get apps, you need to do background checks, you need to do fraud checks, you need to do credit checks, you need to generate contracts. Why build that from scratch? Why not use a best practices workflow that can automate all that?
We had a lender that we onboarded recently. We said that we got them 90% of the way there. And initially I was really offended. I was like, why can't we get people 100% of the way there? But, thinking about it through this lens is like, no, this is the ideal state, right? Like, you don't want to be like every other lender out there. You want room to grow and have some competitive differentiation.
Getting 90% of the way there sounds like a problem until you realize the other 10% is where you actually get to be different from every other lender out there. Buy the table stakes, build the differentiators. Don't let your IT team spend 3 years rebuilding something that already exists. That wraps up our Fireside Chat series for now. We'll see you next week where we get into a whole new topic. Thanks for watching Teq Tuesday. You can watch the full webinar for more credit automation insights or visit northtech.com to see how we're helping lenders put these ideas into practice. See you next week.